All right, it is 6:30, so we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. Can we do a roll call, please?
Oster,
Here.
Bowles, Jeske,
Here.
Christian,
Here.
Souter, Whittington,
Here.
Halliday.
All right, if you would, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. The mission statement of this board is to develop lifelong learners through high-quality instruction, meaningful engagement, and community collaboration. Looking for a motion and a support to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
Motion by Whittington, supported by Christian. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor would raise your hand, aye? Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. Looking for a motion and a support to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Motion by Christian, supported by Whittington. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor would raise your hand, aye? Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Brings us to student and staff recognition.
All right, first up, I'd like to congratulate Duran Palmer and Kayla Varney for being selected as our 2025 Homecoming King and Queen. This week was full of fun and festivities. The entire court was dressed beautifully and represented their classes very well. And just carrying on with some more about homecoming. The events were amazing. I was super excited to see double the number of students attending the dance this year as last year. We had, I think, 210 at this year's dance. A huge thank you, and if I leave anybody out, I'm sure they'll let me know when they watch this video. But a big thanks to Alicia and Cheryl for all the Spirit Week stuff at Collins, for Heidi, Jeff, Chad, Sarah Armstrong, all the kids in the Student Senate, Ryan Kuchak and the marching band, our football coaches and teams, our cheer coaches and cheerleaders, our class advisors, staff chaperones. Thanks also to Deputy Martin, Roscommon Sheriff's Department, Dent Township, the local fire department, and the state police for all their help managing M55 during the parade. Thanks also to our amazing Houghton Lake Booster ladies and all the parent volunteers for their hard work with Spirit Week, the assembly, the football game, and the dance. Thanks to our board members who were able to serve as float judges. That is also super cool. I think that's your second year doing that for those who've done it. Thanks also to the Historical Society for a very good deal this year on the rental as well. Each year, Homecoming Week and related events is a very heavy lift, and none of us could do it without all of our amazing staff and community partners. And so super big thanks to everyone involved. And finally, congratulations to Heidi on her upcoming retirement. Heidi has been a champion for students who need alternative learning opportunities, and she's worked hard for 26 years to build programming and partnerships that support our students at Houghton Lake Community Ed. Heidi has graciously offered to assist me in the interview process and the onboarding of the next leader of Houghton Lake Community Ed. The posting should go up tomorrow or Wednesday. She is retiring mid-year, so December 31 means our timeline is a little accelerated. That's bittersweet, but we will work hard, and she will be helping me with the next steps in that process. So many thanks, Heidi, for all you did and have done and continue to do for all of our kids. And that is my student staff recognition.
Right. Good. That brings us to public comments. Do we have any public comment out there tonight?
Yes. I would like to throw a thank you to Heidi too. Heidi was the one that hired me into the district originally. So she trained me and got me going, and I'm very appreciative to her.
Outstanding.
All right. Anybody else? Hearing no more, brings us to reports. We've got just a superintendent report tonight.
All right, I'm going to kick my report off by letting Kiaden Lindsay and Addie Lewis share their MedLife experience and work and their trip. I think they're going to have some things to tell us and things to show us, so take it away.
Thank you, guys. To those of you that are in here. So MedLife is an organization, it's actually an acronym that stands for Medicine, Education, Development for Low-Income Families Everywhere. We do work in Africa as well as Latin America and South America. This past July, me and Addie and our advisor, Dr. Ricard, went to Peru, specifically Lima and Pamplona Alta, to give mobile clinics and development to the low-income communities there. So MedLife drives for more than just giving like vaccines or clinics. They do development projects for homes. They give parents lessons on how to do multitude of different things, how to cook, how to bake, how to grow their kids, how to do everything almost.
They also do a lot of follow-up care, so if you need follow-up, like there was recently a patient who had breast cancer, and so she got a bunch of her treatments for free due to MedLife and their follow-up care and all that.
Nice.
So right now, our Moving Mountains Foundation that MedLife helps us do, that goes 100% to MedLife and their organization. That helps aftercare, helps more development, helps build homes, helps provide the clinics that we do. And then our part that we pay to go on these trips, it funds the clinic themselves. So the clinic that we went to was funded by all the kids that paid to be there or got a scholarship to be there. So MedLife provides scholarships for first-time people, and they give discounts to people who have gone before. So me and Addie will be receiving a discount for our next SLT. But so these SLTs are kind of expensive, and so we're hoping from the board, possibly, like as much as we are fortunate here, these kids here don't get the experience to travel as much as we did. So we want to extend that offer to everybody in MedLife. So we're hoping maybe the board would consider giving us some money to help other kids go on these trips too.
Or even just pushing it out there for other people to know that.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So for our first SLT, as I said, we went to Lima, Peru, and it was an 8-day long trip where we did development projects and cultural days and mobile clinics. Oh. So our first day I arrived earlier than Addie and Picard, so I got a full night's sleep. They didn't.
It was such a long day.
But it was a very relaxed day. We got to go to the Louvre Museum where we learned about Peru's history, which was a lot of terrorism, which is kind of sad, but we learned about why it's important that we go there. And then we met a lot of our friends. We went out and explored Lima, and that was it. It was very...
So also something else to know about Lima or Peru, there's 3 different areas. So there's the coast, which is where we were. There's the highlands, and then there's the jungle. The jungle is a 3-day trip, so we were not going there.
The jungle is also where all of the danger mostly is. The coast is pretty safe, and then as you go more inland, it gets less and less safe due to terrorism. But it's gotten pretty calm since then.
Yeah, compared to what it was, I mean, it's still bad, but compared to what it was, it's nothing now.
So our second day was our reality tour, where we went to the communities that we're serving and we got to see what was actually wrong with them. So you can see in some of these pictures that these houses are literally just made of plywood and sheet metal. They don't have insulation or even indoor plumbing. And so these, would you call that a mountain? I feel like those were mountains.
Yeah,
but
here's more pictures and there's another picture.
those were just hills to
Yeah.
them. So as much as these are hills to them, they're really hard to get up, and especially for the people that are disabled, they can't get up those hills. So one of MedLife's biggest missions is to make stairs, because it's really hard for people to get up those high slopes without the stairs. And the stairs they have are falling apart, they're not good. So MedLife has provided a lot of stairs for them to get up. And then also,
This is also a school. This is one of the only schools that they have in this area that we were in. So kids would have to, if school starts at 8, they'd have to leave their houses at 4 o'clock in the morning because they'd have to walk. I don't know if you guys know what tuk-tuks are, the little cars. Yeah, it's very expensive for them. So if they work in the city, yes, they can use those, but most of them walk because it is so expensive to go there and come back. I don't know exactly the price that he said to go there and come back, but I mean, we were there pretty much all day just going up these hills and stuff. So yes, it's very expensive for them, so it's very unfortunate.
Another problem that they have is water. They have to get water delivered from big trucks, and they have to
that's
have.
very expensive too.
That's really expensive for them to do. They have these big containers that are like thousands of liters and they get water pumped to them, but it's very expensive. Like they don't have the access that we do to clean water every single day like we have here.
So day 3 was our first mobile clinic. This was at a school. So how the mobile clinics were set up is you would walk in, it's toothbrushing and hand washing. So every kid had to brush their teeth. Everybody had to wash their hands, and then I think it was if you were under 12, you got fluoride on your teeth. So we had like this big like tooth model, and we told them how to brush their teeth and everything. And then after that, they'd go to triage. So at triage, they get their blood pressure, their blood oxygen, their height, weight, temperature, all that taken. And then we had people who were Spanish speaking, who were from Peru, asking them, what are you here for, what do you need to be taken for, and just filling out their chart. And after that, they'd go to education, which is basically a waiting room, and you would hand out pamphlets, like about diabetes or like HIV or all those things, and then you'd walk them to their station. Then after that, it was Dr. 1, Dr. 2, and Dr. 3. So those were general doctors, but they all kind of like specialized in an area of medicine. And then there was gynecology and dental. Dental was probably the most hands-on, I would say. You could go into dental and gynecology, you could not. That is only for college students, and even college students have to get permission from.
And it can only be females.
Yes, it can only be females, no males or anything. So yeah, it was Dr. 1, 2, and 3, and then it was like inside was the dental and the gynecology, and then they would go to pharmacy, which is where Keaton was working. And you would go to 2 of these stations a day. So my first day, I went to hand washing and triage.
My first day I was in pharmacy and then dentist. So what we did in all of them, a lot of them were actually really hands-on. They kind of were kind of vague about it when we were reading like description for the trip, but they were like, oh, you're gonna be shadowing the doctors, but you actually do a lot of hands-on work. Like I was handing out medicine and I was checking people like what they needed, even though I couldn't really understand the language. But it was like we always had someone there that could help us. Like, oh, what's Tylenol in Spanish? It's this. So we all knew what we were doing and what we were supposed to be doing, and so that made it really straightforward.
Another thing is everybody was like so appreciative. Like all the kids wanted to take pictures with you. The adults wanted to take pictures with you. I had like a grandma come up and cry to me and just like hug me and like tell me thank you, which was really sweet. But it was just really sweet. And then we also got to play with the kids like while we were cleaning up too.
Yeah.
And we played tag. I played tag with these 2 boys and that little girl. And it was just really fun. It's a nice way to like communicate without communicating.
The teachers would kind of get mad at us because we were kind of disrupting the learning time. But
It's fine.
it was fine.
It's
So
okay.
then our day 4 was our day where we spent with the community. So we went to a different school in a different area of Lima. We played games with the kids. We did a lot of different activities with the kids. They gave us food, like tea, and the tea was really good.
The tea was amazing.
And then I forgot what the food. I think it was a sandwich. The sandwich was pretty good.
It was like a sandwich every day.
Yeah, every single day they gave us a stack lunch to take with us on the bus to where we were going, and it was a sandwich, but they were actually pretty good.
Yeah, the juices was really good.
Yeah, the juices too. So this is all of us just playing, having fun. We played
We broke chairs.
where we broke a chair.
She broke a chair.
Yeah. So
It was so funny.
maybe we had a
All the
little-
kids laughed.
we had a little too much fun, but
yeah.
we got to really enjoy the community, got to learn about them and what they all like were about. A lot of them practice Catholicism, yeah. And so like this school was like called Jesus Cristo, like Jesus Christ in Spanish. And so they all were like kind of like faith based, which is really nice.
Yeah, we started praying with them and
Yeah.
in the beginning and then after.
Yeah. The next day was our second mobile clinic. So it was set up the exact same way, but except this time it was at a like little soccer pitch, which our tour guide, or not tour guide, but our group leader kind of made a joke. There's like not enough hospitals, but you'll always see a football pitch around the corner, which is kind of funny, but kind of sad.
There was a lot of football fields.
You could look in every direction there'd be one you could see. Sorry.
So like what he was talking about at the first mobile clinic about it's like hands-on everywhere. Even though I think dental is the most hands-on because you get to do a lot. I also got to do glucose tests on patients and a bunch of other things like listen to their heart and their lungs and like I learned that there's like 3 branches of the ones that you have to listen to and then you compare, which I didn't know that, I thought you just randomly listen to the logs.
And the only thing that you're not doing is really communicating with the parents or the patients because, I mean, our high school Spanish can only go so far against native
Yeah.
speakers. But I mean, we got communicated well, like we communicated well with everybody. But so like that means we did the hands-on work while the adults and like the people that were from Peru did all the communicating for us. So like we were putting on the blood pressure cuffs, we were taking their temperature, we were taking their height and weight, we were doing all that stuff for them.
So day 6 was project day. I don't know why these pictures aren't moving, but day 6 was project day, so we went to the same school that we had our community day at. And inside, there was more like, as you can see, like this school, it's like a courtyard and stuff. So like inside, there was other people doing like murals, and then outside, like the boys were
From group 1.
from group 1. Yeah, group 1 and group, so there's 2 groups, and group 1 and group 2 collaborated on the community, or the project together. So the boys from group 1 were doing like the garden and like just rebuilding that. It actually was really nice after, like they planted trees and flowers, and me and Keaton painted this mural, and you can see that there's a bunch of other murals.
So every single wall around the school was painted with a mural and some inside too. And then on the very one right next to the door, there's a picture of the Virgin Mary or Virgin Sita, which one of our friends we just called painted, which is really nice. So she was amazing at drawing, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, she did all of our henna.
Oh yeah, she did henna, she was Indian. Like everybody came from all over the United States and some from Puerto Rico and Canada. So we all met so many different people from so many different places.
And we still all talk, like, we actually just got off the phone with the one from Canada, and we're all gonna make plans and during Christmas time to go to Frederick Booth and all meet up and have dinner, and so you definitely make like all friends. And
So our last day as like a MedLife group was our excursion day, and so we went to a national reserve in Paracas. So it's basically, we got on a boat, we got up at like 3 in the morning, we got on a bus for 4 hours, and then we went to go see all these different landforms, like rock formations, and then over by Addie you can see that big like island with a mountain. Ancient Incans carved a pattern into that mountain like a really long time ago.
like millions of years.
Not millions.
Thousands. Never.
But really, really, really long time ago. It's been untouched, unscathed. Nobody's allowed to go on there. We saw penguins. We saw a bunch of wildlife. And then after that, we went inland to go to the desert in Huacachina. So we went to the Huacachina Oasis. If any of you, I feel like all of us should know what a razor is, like a side by side. So we did that in the desert. That was super fun. And then we went sandboarding with all of our friends. We went down 3 hills, and it was just really, really fun. I wasn't expecting to be that fun. I'm not gonna. I was kind of doubting. And then our last day was just saying goodbye to all our friends. Some of them left the night before. Some of them we all left in groups depending on what time our flight was. So our friends were at 2, some were at 10, and then me and Addie left like the latest at 6 p.m.
Well, the people from Canada left the next day.
Yeah, or the people in Canada left 2 days after on Tuesday,
Okay, yeah.
because it was better for them. It was cheaper for them, so they just booked an extra 2 nights in the hotel. But so this is me and Addie crying with our friends while we were leaving. This is all of us right before we left, eating at this place called La Lucha.
It was
So good food.
It was so good.
It's actually one of our few next slides. And then this is me and Addie in the airport. That's
That's
us.
you sleeping.
In the bottom right corner, they told us we weren't allowed to have 3 bags, so I had a suitcase, a backpack, and like a little crossbody bag for my passport. So I was trying to hide it under my sweatshirt, and it didn't really go well. A few minutes earlier, Addie put carbonated water in her water bottle and shook it around, and then had me open it, and it exploded.
And everybody stared at us.
It was just me and Addie there.
But it was nice to laugh because I hadn't
Yeah.
eaten all day.
Yeah,
I was
really
just so upset, but
Yeah.
it was a good laugh.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And so
The
we had to
food.
talk about the food.
Best part.
We spent a lot of our time eating for some reason, but so like they had so many different options. This is like a Peruvian drink called chicha morada. Morada means purple in Spanish. It's a corn drink. It's corn, quinoa, potatoes are all very prominent in Peru. It's one of their best sellers.
So, this might sound weird. Do you guys know how Christmas decorations smell? It tasted like
almost like
that.
allspice and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
that's what it,
Fun.
that's what it tasted like. It tasted like Christmas.
This was a mango tea. It's not mango syrup. They cut up like a fresh mango right then and there and like puree it into the tea, so it's not what I was expecting, but it was so good.
Down here, this is a chocolate cake that I got. It was so good. Next to Addie, there's waffles that we got at the same cafe. It was so good.
This was like hot honey pork bites over rice and eggs and like a cucumber salad. That was the best meal I had.
And then, so in America, like our coffee is like kind of like a diuretic. It makes your stomach upset. In Peru, I had coffee like 2 or 3 times a day, every single day.
Oh yeah.
But it was so nice. Like it didn't hurt your stomach. It just felt like it tasted so good.
It
'cause
didn't
like,
make you nauseous or anything.
it came from Peru. It was straight from Peru. And Peruvian coffee is like the best coffee I've ever had.
This was the sandwich from La Lucha, and then the fries.
They were
And
so
their
good.
ketchup tastes really weird.
But it was good.
really sweet.
It was really good. And then our hotel, we stayed at the Naya Hotel, which was named after this cat right here. That's Naya. They had a little shop in there, and then like the front desk. Their elevators were kind of weird. You kind of had to like open it like a door and then go in, which was
It was very
It-
old.
yeah, but it was nice.
This is what the rooms look like. So we sit in like a dorm style room, and my room had 2 sets of bunk beds, and then on the other side there's also another 2 sets of bunk beds, and then there's a bathroom with 2 showers and like a little half bath with just like a toilet room.
And then mine was 3 sets of bunk beds, but only 5 people in it. And then across the hallway was our group 1 Puerto Rican friends, and they had the same room set up, but the bathrooms were like outside our rooms, and we had to walk down the hallway to get to them.
So during free time, we could, I mean, when you think of like an SLT, you think of it's like a schedule, you're not allowed to go anywhere. And yes, we had like a schedule, but like after we got back, it was pretty much free time unless we had an activity after. The other rule was you had to be at the hotel at 10, in beds, lights out by 10:45. So there was floor 2. So floor 2 had like movie cinema and like a kitchen for like all the hotel users to use and like a game room. So that's where all of us mainly spent our time. This picture, that picture, like all of these pictures were on our last night. We stayed up really late. We just all hung out. And then this was at the light show where we went for, what was it called?
Maybe Circuito Mágico del Agua. So it means like magic circuit of water. So it's just a big water show with lights and stuff. It was really, really cool to see. And me and our friend Cole down here, he's from Texas, we saw these little cars going around and we needed to get in one. So we ran and found it right before we had to leave. And then so every single night we had like an activity together. So this night it was just the water show. We learned Afro-Peruvian dance.
We still do it.
Yeah, we just did it yesterday at homecoming. Or Saturday at homecoming. What else did we do?
Where is this at?
Well, we were walking from our last night, like together from a really nice restaurant, and they have all of these little circular mirrors like you do in parking garages, so you can see like who's behind them, like in cars. And so we just kept taking pictures of them. And then I think one night we went like a little far to like the ocean, and we went to like another ice cream shop, and we went all around Lima. He took us on this tour of the bridge. They call it the Bridge of Sighs, where if it's believed that if you hold your breath while you walk across that bridge, whatever you're thinking of will come true. So the longer you hold your breath and the slower you walk, the more it will come true. But if you breathe out, it won't come true. So we all did that. That was really fun. Kind of superstitious.
But you can't like walk back and do it again.
Yeah.
You only do it once.
So that was really fun, getting to see all the people in Lima. And then yeah, that's kind of it. That's all we did.
Very cool. So I have a question.
Yeah.
So you each get to answer. What are you interested in doing, like, in the field of medicine? I'm making an assumption that this is something you're
Yeah.
excited about. You go ahead.
I'm not exactly sure yet. I know I want to go to medical school, but I'm not sure what specialty after that.
Nice.
I want to be a veterinarian.
Cool. Very cool.
But that's not the only thing people went there for. Like our friends from Canada, they're engineering majors at the University of Windsor now.
Our friends from Puerto Rico want to be lawyers.
they're just there to serve.
It's definitely a service trip as well, yeah. So
And you make
cool.
lifelong memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any questions? Anything you're curious about?
Great. Thank you guys.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you
Thank you.
guys.
Yeah, thank you. How many students are in MedLife?
19.
Okay. And is this the first overseas MedLife trip?
This was our first trip. Technically weren't really a club until we had people sign up for this trip. So me and Addie braved and went first.
There you go. All right. You're the pioneers on the
Yeah.
trip.
So
Good
now
stuff.
we're hoping that since people know it's real now and that you're not gonna be like kidnapped or anything, that like people will be more interested in going and not so scared.
It is nice when you go and come back.
Yeah.
That's a good part of the trip.
Our parents became friends while we were gone.
Yeah,
I was
my
like,
parents were
scared.
really stressed. My mom was in Florida while I was there, and like she brought her passport back
Just in case, right?
That's what my mom was scared about, but she knew it'd be fine. But
We were fine.
we were fine.
It's just, you know, in a different country that we've never been to, but it's fine.
So nothing else for you guys? Thank you guys.
Yeah,
What a
thank
neat
you.
opportunity. Very cool. Thank you so much for
Yeah, thank you
for
guys.
presenting. Good stuff.
Do you want us to turn this on?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Maybe you have to hold it.
I think it'll go off. There you go. All right, outstanding.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the rest of my presentation is not going to be that exciting, but here we go. Just a quick reminder that the bid window is still open for snowplow bids. I talked about this at the meeting on September 8th. The bid window is open until 2 p.m. September 30. Bid info can be found on the main district page or clicking the website on the pop-out. It's also on the state bid site. We're still waiting on a budget coming out of Lansing. We're kind of coming down to the wire. This was a focal point of the superintendent's conference last week. There really has been no substantive progress, but hopefully as we're coming down to the wire, negotiations increase back and forth. We were notified last week that our healthcare rates, and this is not just us, but our healthcare costs are going up by a little over 8%. This is a pretty sizable increase, but after networking with lots of other superintendents at the conference, we are faring much, much better than most. Average increase is around 13 to 13.5%, with some districts whose superintendents I spoke with facing 25 to even 30% increases. Rate increases are partly related to plan members' overall health and plan usage. So a big thank you to all of our membership here in the district, all of the employees for working to be as healthy as possible and to keep costs down for all of us. The other reason for increases are the result of prescription drug cost increases. And so we added a new plan this year to address that. So hopefully we'll continue to manage that. The hard cap went up 2.9%. So when you take a look at that 8% increase, take off about 3%, our employees are facing about a 5% net increase. Unofficial student counts since our meeting 2 weeks ago, enrollment district-wide is up about another 15 kids. Largely these are, as I was predicting in our last meeting at Community Ed, our numbers went from 64 up to around 80, a little over 80. So continuing to make gains there. I'm guessing we'll see about another 15 or 20 between now and count day. Quick election reminder, November 4th, we have one item on the ballot. This is pretty much what I shared last time and what I'm going to talk about in my letter that'll be coming out soon in the Resorter. But due to the Headley rollback, our millage was reduced to 17.8036. This reduction cost us about $112,000 in our summer tax collection, and to remedy this, we're asking voters to approve a 2 mil increase to restore the operational millage back to the full 18 mils for 2026, and it will also carry 27, 28, 29. So this operational millage expires in 2029, and so working with our attorney, he felt based on only about a 2/10 reduction this year that a 2 mil cushion would be sufficient to ward off any potential future Headley rollback. As a reminder, the millage, the operation millage is not paid by typical homeowners here in Houghton Lake. It's paid by business owners and non-homestead folks who own the vacation homes here but live full-time elsewhere. And as always, we thank you for your support when we have ballot initiatives. And that is my update.
Okay, any questions from the board on the superintendent reports? Okay, hearing none, that brings us down to action items. We have one action item tonight. Action item A, looking for a motion and support to approve Diebold Insurance Company and Auto Owners Insurance Company's donation of $7,500 for new wall pads for the junior-senior high school gym.
I'll make the motion. I'll support.
Motion by Christian, supported by Oster. Ben, you want to speak to this one briefly?
Yeah, pretty excited to be able to receive this this donation. This will take care of new wall pads in the high school gym. And if you've been in the high school gym, you may not have, they kind of blend in, you may not have really looked at them, but these are the dark green pads that are on either side of the gym for when you're running, and if you run into them like doing a layup, playing a basketball game, there to keep you from getting hurt. We're gonna be able to take the ones that are in this gym and repurpose them over to Collins. There are areas in Collins that don't have pads. We're gonna have to do some customizing work for the stage side, because those will have to just be down low and then wrap the lip of the stage, but they're gonna fit nicely on the other side. So be a little bit of custom work there to make the ones we have work, but then getting those all replaced will be really, really nice. And so another nice partnership with this stemmed out of Houghton Lake Boosters, but it's directly through Don Goodwin's employer, Diebold, and then their partner, Auto Owners Insurance.
Okay, any questions? Okay, hearing none, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Oster.
Yes.
Bowles. Jeske.
Yes.
Christian.
Yes.
Souter. Whittington.
Yes.
Halliday.
Okay, thank you, motion carries 4-0. Any discussion from the board tonight? Hearing none, we are adjourned at 7:03. Thanks, everybody.
Outstanding, good work.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you both
Thank you.
for a great presentation. Thank